So on the receivables part, we have to understand, creating. I have shown you the creation of customer master records generally. I'll show you the customer invoices and analyzing the items in receivables management and how you can view the overdue receivables also there as part of the receivables management. Oh, on to before to that also, let me give you some information on that. We have seen that right with the customer master data in the receivables. So in the payables, we have seen the vendors, and in receivables, we'll see the customers generally, right? So we have created a manual customer master records yesterday for the accounting processes, right? So the next important section will be right in the business partners, as we have already know the business partner where different categories and groupings and roles will be there on that. So further to detail about that, right? Here, business partner can there are different components in the business partner categories, right? So generally, when we go with that business partner components, the creation basically a business partner can be a natural person or a organization or a group, right? When we see that, so regarding an accounts receivable, we'll focus only on the natural person or an organization basically. Okay, so the creation of business partner in SAP S/4HANA requires determining some what I can say the mandatory organizational elements in which the business partner or category it's a term generally used to classify a business. Okay, so that partner as a natural person, like a private individual or a group, for example a community of hires of organization, legal entity, or part, like that it will be such a department of a company. So like this will be there. So your grouping comes, each business partner must be assigned to a grouping, right? When are you creating a business partner, so what is that group? That group determines the BP number from a predefined number range, right? So so the numbering can be external or internal again. So it might be a numerical or alphanumerical, whatever we call there. So here again, BP roles are there when you have seen yesterday. It corresponds to your partner, which is appearing provide to application specific data. Okay, so let me open this one so that I can also show you clearly these things. Okay, let me add this user also here first of all, then I can explain you those things. So for all receivables, as I showed earlier, you should have the, you can go to the user. This is my user here. So yeah, for all receivables generally, you should have the generic role receivables management. Receivables management role should be there when you're doing for this one. So I'm adding that role here. Without which you won't see any receivables management stacks in the main Fiori launchpad. Okay, saved it. I'm going back. Just refresh this page. Now this came. You can see all this receivables management, the financial accounting. So I'll discuss now. Yeah. So now, once we are done with this, yesterday I have shown you how to create a customer master also in this, right? So if you go to the receivables management overview, in this we have this customer masters will be there. If you go down, you have this one, manage business partner master data in the customer master data section. Okay, I'll be creating one more record for our purpose today, simply in 5 minutes. Sorry, we have to give the grouping, right? So okay, so we created this, and let me go to the roles now. On the roles tab, okay, so this is what I'm explaining to you now. So I have selected the category, right? So, and I selected the group. So business partners can have several roles. As we have seen that, we have vendors, we have FI vendor, we have FIAP, FIP customers, and we have some type of suppliers. We have different roles that will be there as part of this. So either a customer, either supplier for like a different operations that you're going to do. In this particular thing, we have to understand the business partner role for the account receivable basically. So this role allows the entry of the company code specific equals. Okay. So which are account receivable specific data for the business partner. So this role generally defines. So let's have a look on more details on these components. The category is also there in this. Let me show you the category, business partner category. First let me create this one, then I'll explain you those things clearly. Let me have a deep look into it. So on the roles tab, when we go here, we have given this one. Okay. Now I add one more and create one more role. LCU01, which is customer. Okay. So when you go to this role, the FLUCUW CU00 role, customer role, you can define the company codes there. You can assign the company code in this customer master for that. Our standard company code I'm assigning here. Okay, the standard reconciliation account which we are using for the testing purpose. Sorry, this is organizing title. You go to the company codes, it's there. So create the company code. So 1010, a standard company code, just for Dutch. And then we have the standard reconciliation code is there, right? Receivables domestic. Okay, and simply apply this. Okay, and apply this. Okay, now here what we have to go, we have to go to the sales area tab and you have to choose it. Because of receivables here, we are going for sales area tab. So go to the sales area tab. The sales areas. We create a new sales area to enter some data into it. Like again, we have to assign the sales organization, which will be similar to the company code. Okay. The standard division is already picked it. Whatever the sales organization that we do in the start of CVC configuration, right? For the sales organization, we attach that, right? Those will be automatically will come here in the division and distribution channel. Just simply provide the currency also for this, because of which currency are we dealing here, we have to provide, which is a mandatory field for us. So as it is Germany, it's on euros. I'm doing that. Okay. And coming to taxes, you'll be having taxes will be there. Okay, the taxes, first let me apply this. Sometimes, the tax classification won't come directly. So we have to go back and we have to create. So here, if you go here, okay, if you go to the sales areas again, So here in this sales area, see the tax classification is there. This field, see, after I applied this came. Sometime in public lot few options will come after you apply and edit it. So this is one such thing. So provide the tax classification. So what is the tax classification here? Like there are different classifications will be there, like which is the classification of tax that you're going to provide the group, right? That is your tax classification. Like here it is labeled for taxes. I'm just giving for this particular thing is labeled for taxes. If you have any other things like, tax exemptions or their EU customers are there, they might be having other tax brackets or it's an equalization tax. So relevant to the country, that you're dealing. Okay, you can actually add, these are all the classification of taxes. So it is labeled tax I'm giving right now and just applying here. Again, apply here. Okay, simply away now. For every either receivables or vendors, we have to do the bank account, which is very important. So create this here. So bank, country, region, you have to provide it here. Okay, and then provide the bank key. This is a sample bank which we did yesterday. And then the account number, you can create something for 7-digit or like that. Okay, and simply create it. Okay, I forgot to apply IBAN here. Let me apply that. I forgot to miss the IBAN. Go there and propose the IBAN. Edit it. Okay, so we have proposed IBAN there. Just propose the IBAN. Okay, and simply apply that. Okay, so now we are done with the banking also, right? So now create the final business partner number. Okay, that means the customer master data series record received. Okay, now we created this master record. Okay, if you go back, the Velotics 20 will be there. Okay, so here at this level, before I go to here, this is why I just want to show you. We go back. We go back. We go here. This is our record, right? So the master record which I created right now. So on this, I'm explaining you these things now. So as I said, the business partner, like it will be creating either a partner or a person of the organization, right? So we have seen that. So the category terms which fields are available in the master data. And the business partner category defines that. Go to here. So the fields that are available in the master data are provided here. Okay. Then we have, while creating this particular role specific, so each business partner will be assigning to a group, as I said earlier. The grouping determines basically the business partner number or any other that you're going to create for the group. So business partner can be linked to a unlimited BP roles. Let me tell you that. Okay, unlimited for BP roles. A business partner can be linked to. Okay, like for a customer organization, I told you. So, but first the business partner's general data must be completed when you are doing this. Should be complete when you're doing any such thing. So it contains all the application neutral data link, which is including the address and all these things are there. Okay, including the bank data also. So the BP, once you create this general data properly, then the BP can be linked to several additional business roles. That right Now I did it for, I have applied for CU, CU01 also, right? One of the business process in which it will be also involving in that. So, for example, a BP is linked to both a customer and a supplier role. Okay. So, at that time, at creation, some months later, a new role for customer will be added. Okay. So then specific data is stored for each BP role. This way, you can maintain, that means the maintenance will be reduced and no redundant data can be stored in it. Okay, so since the general data is defined once and is independent, this data is independent of your BP's roles and functions here. Okay, so because of that, the independent functionality of BP's functions or whatever the application specific extensions are there. So once a BP has been assigned the role of customer in the financial accounting, the system will prompt you to associate to the company codes where that business process executed, and it will carry out the necessary steps from there. Okay, so for example, the customer can be created in 3 European companies, right? We generally see each with different payment term settings, and they are not created for American companies. Okay, so you must bear in mind that your company's accounting department basically and the sales department have different requirements generally. So that will be handled in SAP through different models generally. One is for more finance and your receivable, for your sales will be handled by your SD, which is sales and distribution department, right? So at this level, this will result in usage of 2 different roles, right? I have to assign 2 roles, one for finance and one for sales also at that moment, right? So it must be activated in these 2 modules also, wherein which you have to understand further. So for instance, the general ledger reconciliation account itself is there. If the general ledger account reconciliation setting is only relevant to the accounting department, then in the same way that the delivery schedules are there in the sales. If they are also only relevant to the sales department, then what happens? So that's how they have to link it, right? So that's why whenever we have, if multiple roles are there, we can easily, connect this BP to the multiple roles and can leverage that one also. Especially on the business partner also. Let me speak few things on that. A business partner must be attached to a business partner role that to be enabled, as I have just shown you now, right? So to carry out, why we have to attach, we have to carry out business transactions that are related to that particular role. For example, here the financial of the customer financial accounting is there, so he has to maintain that. So then it has been attached. Okay, so the business partner can be attached for more than one business partner role, as I told you now. At the same time, so depending upon the relationship to the company, okay, so which means the business partner role must be attached to the organizational units, okay, wherein which that are allowed to use it. For example, to the company code that will use it in accounting to record, okay, for example, this company code I have showed you, the customer invoices, right? And or the sales area that we will use to manage the customer sales order in the sales module, right? So that way the companies can leverage, where the business partners, where the suppliers, where the reconciliation accounts or the payment terms, for different accounting purposes can be attached to it. Okay, so this is the more important thing that I want to bring to your notice, that remember that several org units can be assigned to the same business, as we have already done in ECC on the same thing for the partner role. So when we are doing that, this applies to all business partner roles. And I'm saying that this applies to all business partner roles. So from there, this will actually help you to gain more into a customer master data scenarios, how you can actually proactively work on that and get that done from this single app that we are going to create on that. So after the customer master data, you will be seeing more on the one-time accounts. In customer master record is done means, it's not that easy. Once we created with all these things, now we have to understand the one-time accounts are all there in this particular receivables management. Okay, so for example, what are one-time accounts? For example, one of the user is there, he want to aware that there may be sometimes when a customer could be classified as just as a one-time customer. That means he comes only for once. Okay, he will not come as a regular customer to us. So your from your company or from the point of a from the point of ourselves, we have to understand how this one-time customers can be managed in the system. Okay, in SAP S4 HANA generally, in the public cloud especially, like this particular configuration, it allows the creation of one-time customers also. One-time customers means for those business partners, though that they have a business transaction with only once, typically like a low value. Okay, once means low value. So those can be created. The standard account groups that are being delivered from SAP, the one-time customers or suppliers, will be identified as a like CPD. CPD in the sense means Conto Pro Divers. No, it's like a flag. So one-time account and its configuration and go the customers, they are all referred under CPD in SAP. Okay, CPD stands for Conto Pro Divers. Okay, so typically this one-time customers, they will not contain any address or bank data in the master records. Okay, please remember that. So that information, then why I have to use that information, how I can do? So that information that must be entered into the business document, like an incoming invoice. Okay, so if you enter in the incoming invoice, system recognizes the customers and that they are belonging to CPD group, and automatically it prompts the user to complete the data that is missing in the master records. Okay, so let me show you about this configure master data in the one-time customers also. Okay. So if you go to here in, let me show you from here. Show you in the ECC part the configuration for this. Okay, see why I'm showing this one is, guys, I want to understand you, because in the S4 HANA, generally on the ECC side, right, customers and vendor masters are generally created in the PP concepts, right? So, but all controls are not really added in somewhere here. So customer in one-time account CPDs are defined, like while we're defining customer account groups, with this OVT0 transaction code. So, like the control for this one-time account is here itself only, nowhere else will find this control. So that's what I'm showing you here. So, when you go to here, so if you go to here, let me check this one, whether it has been already there or not. So we have to create this CPD group, CPD. This is how the configuration you have to do. So this is your one-time customer. Okay, give you the number range here. Number range will be because it's from business partner, right? So let's say it's for BP. It's a one-time account. You have to take this check mark for that. Okay, let me create ZCPD. It's not allowing me. Okay, so you can give the center text and then text to here. Okay, and simply save this. Okay, this is same. Now go back. Okay, so now once we define this account group CPD, as I told you, we would see on the customer account group, we'll integrate the influence of a BP role here. So system understands the BP role in one-time customer account when a BP is created. So it creates customer accordingly in the financial accounting for the desired accounting entries after your billing. Okay, now after that, we have to go to the defining of BP roles here. Let me show you that one. In the main group, we can go and create that. Okay, instead of searching this, go for this define BP. So in the cross applications business partner, only we have to create it. So let's expand this business partner. In the basic settings, we have that one business partner roles. From there, it can define the BP roles, right? Okay, so how you can create the new entries here in the BP roles. So provide that one ZL CPD 0 like that. Okay, and then your title will be it's a one-time customer. Okay, your category will be from the standard one which we have just used right in the demo. Same one we can take. Customer. Okay, so just assign that standard assignment BP role to the BP role category. You have to check this checkbox. Enter. It will become automatically here. And simply save this. Okay, so we have done that particular. When you go to the category, you can just see the category also here.
So we really need to always assign the standard what's that? The standard assignment for BP role. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
So any BP role that we're going to create, it needs to have that standard one.
This one FLCU01, you're saying?
Yeah, the one that you ticked us also about the BP role category. You tick the standard assignment, right? Yeah, that one.
This one, right? Yeah, standard assignment BP role. It will help you there. You know, like when you do that, to helping that assignment of your role to role category. What you are linking that for this role category to this role. It will link the internal assignment so that you can able to flow that business partners data that you're creating, right? So that will enable if you do this mapping. It's like a mapping here.
So what if we're going to also add the FLCU 00?
You can add that one also. That is
So
I told you yesterday, right, the difference between 00 and 01 to you.
Correct. But can we create that? Because you're creating now a new BP role, right? The ZLCPD0. So
right.
In this one, in this BP role category, you already add the FLCU01. Can we also again add the FLCU00?
Now we can add that.
Okay.
Can add that. Okay, so let me go to the categories, guys. First of all, I have to make new entries for categories also. So here, ZLCP 0 is there. So give the title as one-time customer. copy paste this here, and the differentiation type is 0 here. Just general data. Okay, possible business partner category. So these are all reflect further. So you can keep this ones here and simply save that. Okay, so once you are done with this, okay, we are added the role and category. So in the next process, what we have to do is we have to define the BP grouping also, because for one-time account CPD, we have to make the group. We have to assign the number range for here the CPD, because the both external number ranges are required here. We have to make it right. So we need to define the two BP groups here, and then we have to integrate the customer with that setting also. Okay, so 3-4 config. This is all configuration only, guys. Okay, I'm just showing the configuration purely. So that we have to do here. Now go to the assign number. Yeah, now go back. So here you can see the number range and groupings also here. This one. So here we can define groupings and assign number ranges. So here assign the number range here for CPD. Go to the new entries. Okay, simply provide that here. That means the new entry ZCPD. Provide it as one-time customer. Okay. This is for external number range. The range will be 0, 3, something like that. It is the business partner. Okay. Can take this checkbox. It will be automatically ticked here. Okay. So we have grouped it. Simply save this. Save this. Okay. Once we group, we have assigned the group, then we have to integrate with customer. The role has to be integrated with the customer. So with that integration, system will consider customer integration when it is proceeding for the custom corresponding BP role. Okay. In this case, we are doing ZCPL CLP D0, right? This is considered as a customer. Okay. So now let's do that. We go back to the page here there again. Again, once again, check here whether the ZCLPD is added or not. Confirm it and go, because sometimes system won't save those entries. It's better to confirm. So if we go here, when we can have this. So to do this integration, we have to synchronize the master data. So for that, in the cross application component, we have that page of synchronizing master data. So wherein which you have to do that. One second, let me check that. Yeah, this one. The master data synchronization will be there. So here you have to go to the customer vendor integration, this one, wherein which you have to provide the business partner settings here. Okay, so in this you have to make the integration for the customer. So set BP role category, guys, here for the customer. So here then you can have this one, which is BP role category. Now go to the new entries. Okay, provide our category ZCL CPD. It's coming automatically here. Simply enter. So no need of any other things here. Simply save this. You have to add the entry here. Okay. So now the setting BP group has to be connected to your customer account group CPD. And then system understand that this BP group is a one-time customer account, which is the last step. Okay. So for that, what you have to do on the same here, you go back to this one. In the master data synchronization, in the same one, yeah, this one. The field assignment for customer integration will be there. If you expand that, there will be assign keys will be there. So if you further expand that, you will be having number assignment definement for your direction PP to customer. So this one you have to do. So BP to customer, we are linking. That's the integration we are doing for this group, right? This is a one-time customer, right? So we are assigning business partner to the customer, one-time customer, right? So for that, what I have to do, go again to the new entries. These are all configuration, yes, pure configuration only. ZCPD, you will be giving here one-time customer. Okay. Provide this and enter there. I'll see, and provide the account group. This is an account group. So in this, you might be seeing the CPD here. Search for that. See, one-time customer. So this one I created now, ZCPD. So we can attach this one. Is already means which is a standard one. Okay. So anything you can use it now for that. Okay, one-time customer. Simply save this. Okay, and this will be linked. Okay, in the similar way, you can create one-time vendors also, wherein which you can add those details and settings for them whenever there is a need for them. Okay, so all in all, what you have to understand, from this total thing is, for the one-time customers, whatever the CPD one-time customer I just told to you, with regular suppliers, most of the key fields in the master records are completed, right? So furthermore, the controls can be activated to be the mandatory and avoiding forgetting them. This is what one such thing. So for instance, the customer city is missing, the customer could not be, what I can say, saved, right? So at this range, one-time accounts for suppliers called CPD accounts in SAP has been created for that purpose only, wherein which to create a one-time customer account, a specific grouping, either it's CPD as flag, it must be selected during your customer, which I have shown to you, and you have to link like this, the process which I have shown to you. Okay, so this is how you can create one-time accounts in the receivables management. Okay, coming to the customers master data reporting. Okay, so before to that, I have to show you one thing, which is customer invoicing. Okay, so what is customer invoicing? I told you, right? Like supplier invoice, we have to create customer invoices also, right? So this is also like we have to create from the apps here. Like you can see here, from here, you go here, going back to home, financial accounting, customer invoice page. Okay, this is your creating outgoing invoices. We can upload a customer open items and can have process receivables also in this. Okay, go to the outgoing invoices app, here in which you can create the, because customer invoice has to go out, right? Okay, so provide the company code here first of all. Continue. Okay, now we are in the customer invoice code basic data section. Okay, so here you have to enter all the details, guys. So for that, provide the customer name. Sorry, customer name is ZaranTech, right? Which I created right now, right? This is the one. This is the reason I created the master data also for our usage. So provide the invoice date as today, and provide the posting date is also today. It's automatically picked. So provide a reference number here. Okay, and give some amount here. Okay, the currency will be automatically picked here. Okay, so you can select this tax also calculation further. Okay, and then you can remove this if this text is not required. Like you can say it's 10% input tax. If you want a 0% tax, something. Okay, you can actually put this here, and then GL account will be there next. You have to put this GL accounts and then amount in the document currency also. So provide the GL account. So provide the GL account. And you take any one GL account here. Let's say this is a standard GL account I'm taking here. So provide the amount in document currency. Okay. Okay. So once simulate this one here. So this is for relevant tax. So we have to check the tax code. So this is the tax code. Okay, this is output going this output tax. Okay, so your output outgoing invoice looks like this. Okay, and then you can simply post it. Okay, so your document is posted in the company code 1010, right? So this is how we generally post the outgoing invoices in our environment. So when we post the outgoing invoices here, like we are leveraging the customer master data also, right? So for that, whatever the customer master data that you are leveraging, for that you can create a customer list also. You can display different customer object pages also, right? Because why I'm saying this is on the customer master data reporting, especially, like what I can say. With so many customers in the database, some user has something they have to understand the reporting of his master data that can be executed in the system. For example, a sales manager has contacted certain X user for the support. So the sales manager need to get certain list for that, right? A customers containing certain information, certain group, that is required for that. So at that point, that user has to understand the organization need to view data in the different ways of regarding the customer master data information on that. Okay, so let's say we have few of the customers now and the master data reporting functions, right? As in the system like this. So you will be understanding that how we can do that. So that is called, that will be happen to your display customer list. This is the one. This is the main app which we use to retrieve and report the customers. So there might be several selection criteria available, but by default, we can be used for all the company codes or countries on this display list. So additional to that, we can create by retrieving the customers, and also the information that is in the list can be also used by the different users on different purposes for their what we call PDF or Excel spreadsheets like that. Okay. Another key review thing is, when in the customer master object page also, you can provide all your condensed overviews, not only on mass data, but you can see transactional statistical data also for the customers. Okay. So let me show you how we can create a small customer list for that. We go back, go to the home page. Okay, if you go to the financial accounting in the receivables management view, this is the display customer list is there. We can go there. Okay, simply select the company code here. Simply say okay. go. So yesterday we created something like extreme or something, right? Yesterday. You cannot record this one. This is another system we created, hopefully. Right. So here you will be having these ones, for example, Velotics is there, which I created now. We take from the data. You can see here, this is your display list. You can show the list. This is a simplified view. This is the detailed view in which you can see everything here. Okay, if you go to the settings also, you can see different, if you still want to know the details of the customer, because there are a lot of things in the customer, right? So if you want to provide certain list, for example, on certain ranges, if you want to take, some of your ask will be, like on certain tax number, certain suppliers, registration numbers, there are many filter items are in there. So you can actually check those ones. Like I'm checking here, branch code, BP type, bank key, bank account. I'm just adding few things also from my filter. Okay, and then you can just simply make it, see all these things has been added. Okay, and then simply you can actually make these to export as, and you can export these PDFs and Excels also on that. So this way you can actually display your customer lists for different purposes. Okay, so now at this moment, let me tell you one thing. So on the tax points, we are seeing the taxes right in this level. 1 second. What is the jurisdiction, why we need jurisdiction code for in US customers? So the thing is, like I think the lady you asked that question, right? So the thing is, US specifically, even for the state, for the country like a very big country like the US, there are over 1,300 sales and tax jurisdictions are there. Okay, it's not like in India you have no different tax jurisdictions are there. You are only one thing that we are going right now. Okay, might be small variations are there from some state to state, at certain states that too also. But in US, what happened? There are more than 1,300. I don't know the number clearly, but the 1,300 plus count is right. So there are more than 1,300 sales and tax jurisdictions are there. So each of these jurisdictions will have multiple tax rates, multiple tax concessions, and again, multiple tax slabs are also there. So which will change frequently depending on the economic circumstances. This is a start point for you. So they will change very frequently for every 5 years or 3 years, they don't know. Even there are certain jurisdictions on different states with different conditions also. So for that, when in such bigger scenario, like there will be a significant tax implications will be there. That means different jurisdictions may apply different tax rates and regulations. So to properly identifying and understanding the principal place of the accurate tax reporting and compliance, the tax jurisdictions has been introduced for the US customers. That is the reason behind that. So as I said, there are two other simple things also there, which I have to show you now. That is analyzing your open items in the receivables generally. So when you go back to the home page, so we have to sometimes view the balances and customer line items for the customer velotic, for the customers that we generally use. So in the reporting section only here, you can do that. Simple thing, I'll just show you that one. So if you can see here, you can just simply give your 1010 company code standard one. Okay. And we know the customer, so we can give the customer name also here. For that, this is a physical where mandatory for that. Okay. So to see all the supplier balances, the customer balances, we can use this one. Okay. In the same way, if you want to see the manager manage the customer line items also, if you go to the home page, you can see that one in the receivables management thing. If you can see here, we have managed customer items are there. If you go here, you can see the all customer line items in this. Okay, so provide the, again, same thing here. For this also, let's provide the customer code for this. So your company code and you can pick all these things. What are the cleared open also will get it. Okay, and the posting it will be automatically picked. Okay, and then simply go here. More thing is we have to view overdue receivables also at some time. For all the different overdues that you have, right? You have to check further. So that also you have this one in the financial accounting only. You have this one. Account receivable overdue is there. Okay. Go there. So this is accounts receivable. Sorry, it's not overdue. I picked wrong one here. Yeah, overdue receivable, this one. So let's not go to that view. Let's go to the this one. So even it will be good if you want to send reports of overdues to your management. You can just pick this one and you can send this report as a Excel or PDF to know your executes also on that. For the what are the overdue reports, by due period, by top 10 receivables. These are the rankings also there. You can actually get that like top 10 receivables who are on top 10 giving the receiving this. In the same way, you can go with the chart in the by company code. Who are there in the chart wise, table wise, both you can actually filter from this special icon. The same thing if you want to go with the table also, you can get from here directly, so that you can get that done. Okay, so this way you can actually give it. So for us, just go back. You want to understand only our overdue receivables chart here itself. If you extend the headers, generally there will be extension header will be there. No need to confuse. So in this, you can see these ones. Okay, you can simply go to the company code. You can just select from the company code itself only which company code you are looking for that. For example, this is the one we are looking for that, right? So this one you can actually check it there. Okay, and if you can go to the customer button here, you go to the customer button, you can see the customers. So you can actually do from here. So the customer, the company code that you want to write, you can actually filter like that. You can simply go for that, and you can see the overview receivables for that on the due date, right? So this is how you can generate and you can make the reports on your overdue receivables also. Okay. So other than this, extending a customer to additional company codes, we have to on customer specific. You have to understand few things like how you can extend a customer to additional company codes. How you can extend roles to existing customers. Okay. And how you can perform mass maintenance of customer data. So these are also important to like in the receivables management. Okay, so those I will discuss with you now. Okay, and then there are certain on the payments part and in the receivables especially. I'll because we have time. This is dunning and automatic manual payments and these things tomorrow I'll discuss with you. But today we will be more concentrating on this customer. We have to understand more on that. So and then I'll show you how you can actually enter customer invoice and credit memos. Credit memos we have to discussed, no, wherein which we'll process some customer invoices, and we will be seeing certain receivables reporting and receivables management, and your sales order receivable management integration will be also there. So these things now I'll discuss in the second part. So now first, extending the customer to the additional company codes, right? First of all, why I have to extend the customer to several company codes? What is the benefit if I get it? If I extend the customer to a several company code, what is my benefit for that? So this can be extending a customer to other company codes or several company codes. It is like a key advantage, from the business partner concept. So as part of S/4HANA public cloud, when it is considering that, this particular extension of customer to the company codes, it is like an ability for this particular cloud package, okay, wherein which this will unify and share the general data of the business partner, and also this will provide certain flexibility for each company that is carrying business within it. So individually customizing its key settings in it. What it means, if a customer is used by 2 or more company codes, it only needs to be created once in the database. Okay, so that there will be only one customer ID number here. Then for each company code that will sell to this customer, the relevant company code can be added to the customer master record, and the data specific to that code can be also entered. For example, the reconciliation account is there, okay, the correspondence data is there, your payments agreed is there. These are all between two parties, right? Or the dunning information. So these are all comes under as part of the customer code extensions. Okay, so in this particular thing, the extensions generally, we have to create customers using copy. Okay, copying the existing business partners. Okay, so one of the easiest way when we are dealing with this is, to create a new customer by selecting the existing business partner with all similar characteristics. The copy functionality we use it. Okay, so the customer role extension is also there. One of the important thing which I want to speak with you, as when we are using the business partner concepts, right, they bring some certain simplicity in the master data records also. So especially in the BP, like we have to notice that, when we create the general data, we create all the name, address, all these things, right? But it is actually only once we are doing that. But the role within the enterprise, it can be a customer, supplier, or your consumer. Okay, we have to enter that, over the time, this BP may increase the breadth of your company, or like a width of the company also. So for example, if a customer already existing database is there, okay, over the time what happens, it becomes as a supplier. So the procedure should be, now here you have to add the new role supplier to the existing business partner, okay, and not to create a new business partner. So this type of things is called role extension. So you have to make this, you have to understand the focus on what actually BPs in a role customer can be do. So at that time, you will going with the financial accounting customer role, which I have shown you, right, the other day, today also, FLCU 01 for financial accounting customer. This is one such role. So which is the account receivable process. So another role can be added like in the customer role, wherein which the sales order management can be done. So like, you have to use this type of roles for the role extension. Especially on that, when you display certain changes to customer master records, for example, when these type of changes are happening, you have to understand the change logs also, right? The tracking customer master data changes. So where you generally do this, you have to, it's always possible to track changes made to the customer master records. We have the separate app called standard display changes to customer master app. So for that, you have to see this here. If you go to this display changes to customer, provide the customer number here. That means check from here. Provide the relevant company code also. Run this. You can see all the changes to the customer that was made. Okay, when created, when changed, who changed, what is the old value, what is the new value. So you get all details of this customer master data changes. Okay, and when you are taking the customer data because it's very important, right? That master data of the customer is very important, right? So when we are dealing with this, especially the maintenance of, that means the customer data maintenance is very important, because there are certain sensitive fields will be also there. So what is that means? Changing to the customer master records can be sensitive from a security standpoint. Okay. Due to this only, the internal control department of any of your clients companies, they will generally insist on implementing a control, ensuring that all customer units are approved by an authorized manager. Okay. So these are all called, when you talk about this, that will be more on the maintain on the demand system. Okay, like like in SAP S/4HANA public cloud, it is possible to configure certain sensitive fields in the customer master record. So that will trigger to the customer to be flagged for the validation, or certain principle to the master data changes, whatever they want to make it out. So until this validation is performed, customer will be blocked for any payments, or thus preventing any financial losses also. Because very simple example, like we are having this OTPs and other things, right? When you're doing banking transactions, why they are giving that's all for security only, right? It's nothing but a security wherein which we won't change anything, or we won't get harmed to anything. The similar way, here is some validations. The customer master data can be happened on that, so that the customer can be blocked for any such activity, whether he pay or he do certain transaction, or he do certain write something, anything. So however, we can actually write major things, whatever can be blocked, cannot be blocked on that, and then based on that he can go and he can do the rest of activities also. Like if you can say you can't do a banking transaction, doesn't mean you can't see your bank statement. You can still see your bank statement, but you can't do a bank transaction. So like this, you can actually maintain the customer master data further. Okay. And coming to the customer invoice and credit memo. So right now I just showed you one customer invoice, how to create that, right? Now let's see how credit memos can be created, how you can enter invoice and credit memos, and then I'll discuss on the editing options of those credit memos also. And then we will see certain invoice and credit memos, what we call subledgers and JL accounts receivables also in this, how this will be actually helped us. Okay, so this invoice and credit memo, basically, and let me show you one thing here before I start that. So nearly understand that, there are some invoice and credit memos are there, right? So nearly all these invoices and credit memos from customers reaching the accounts, okay, within the receivables management component, what I'm saying, these are integrated with the sales order management component. Okay. In certain cases, the invoices and credit memos, they can be entered into this receivables management subledgers with no reference to the sales orders. So these are referred to as miscellaneous invoices. Those you do with no reference, these are called miscellaneous. So you have to understand that. So all these invoice and credit memos that which from customers reaching the accounts, okay, they're in the receivable component. So as I said, these are integrated with your sales order management component. Okay. So let's see in the enter customer invoice company code data. Let me show you one thing here. If you go to this customer creating outgoings, right? So here at this moment, I showed you how to create an invoice actually. So now for the credit memo also, you have this credit memo option. Okay. So let me show you that one. If you go to the edit option, instead of invoice, you have to click the credit memo. Okay, and it will be not invoice, but it's a credit memo. So you can select some customer here. Selecting the same one here. Put the invoice date here. Here we can enter the amount. And if you want any text, you can add this text and all these things. Okay, and put the GL account further. Take any GL account. Okay, simply enter this one once you're done with this. Okay, put this currencies and all these things also. Okay, so once you enter the line items, so we have to go to this here. We go to the editing options, just save this again. Go to the editing options. So you have the customer is there. Okay, you can easily check your customer details once again here. Okay, and payment also will be there. If you say edit options only, this will come. So the bank details, everything will be there. You can make changes on the your customers or things if you want to make anything. But note the changes you make in the custom supply master records are not immediately considered. So only when you make the posting, then only this will be considered. Okay. Okay. Then once you are done with this, simulate this one, and then post this one. Okay. The customer credit memo is done. So when you create a credit memo or a debit memo, you can create it with a reference to an invoice, or you can create a memo directly also like this now. So note, always important, that's an important note to you, that you have to refer to an invoice. No, you must be creating a billing document for that, in the billing documents actually in the sales part of from that. So you can either refer to all items or certain items that you want to make it out. So you have to make the credit memo procedure, if you want to use or release a process for your order processing, all these things, when you make it for that. Okay. So basically on this credit memo, when we are doing any invoicing, right, more onto this, you have to create this for various reasons, like to offer a refund for defective goods, or you have accidentally overcharged a customer. These are all comes under credit memos. I just given some example. So since you need to create for that, you have to create debit memo also. For example, if you have not changed any customer enough for the pricing errors or something, so like this credit memos and debit memos both can be managed and created from the same app from where we are actually originating that. Okay. So on this credit memo only, someone asked me a question last time. What that question is about? Show the new credit memo without reference if an invoice is created via solution order billing document request. uploading is possible.
This is the new feature of S/4HANA, right? But in our billing, the one that you're showing, we normally don't use that. We're using the BDR billing document request linked to the sales and document module, the SD module. Sorry, sales and distribution module. So with the new 2408 credit memo request or credit memo creation without a reference to an invoice, what we wanted to know if we can use the invoice that we created in billing BDR or billing document request.
So without reference, okay. So to create a credit memo without reference to a sales order, you have to enable direct posting to accounts receivable. Have you enabled it? Is there new system right now that enablement is there?
What do you mean is the create outgoing invoice app that you just did?
No, in the supplier invoicing, the invoices and credit memos, you have to, I'll tell you the process. Let me show you that one first of all. Okay, let me show you from here. I'm not sure whether this can show it to you or not. I'm trying here. This is under configuration we have to do for that. There's some settings for that. I'm just showing you those things to you. Which, like if you go to the we go to sales document and sales document header. You can define sales document types there. So in this, the sales document type, the fields that control whether reference document necessary in the is not, or you can actually make it out here. General notation is you can create this credit memos without reference to your invoice, but that is not recommended process. As because if you want to give a lump sum credit to customer without reference to a particular sales documents or without reference to material, then you should do it from the FI side, right? No, you can't search directly from the invoice and you can make the without reference all these things. The process is which I'm just telling you. Just have a look into it. but it is not supported by, like on a compliance part, it is not supported, is what SAP generally says. So just take care of that one single thing I'm trying to show you now. So here, if you can go to the entries here, let me check this one. See, there's a field reference mandatory is there. So this field will tells you if it is blank, that means that it is no reference required. So still with this, whatever you are creating here, right, in these sales and distribution, if you are not allowing this no reference required, if it is blank means no reference required. If all these things are again with reference to different things are there, like inquiry, quotation, sales order. If this blank is there, there is no reference required. You don't need reference number. So you can also generate an actual credit note without any problems by using this particular configuration. So all accounting entries that you use from the sales document number that carried as normal as you do with reference also. Okay. Clear? When you try to create sales document that has mandatory reference document, it will automatically prompt for the number of reference document number. But you do with when you go without this, right, the same thing will go, but without reference will be there. So this indicator specifies whether you can make without reference. If you want to make, you have to should not use indicator from this, and you have to do the rest of process common.
Right. If a certain doc type that we're using, a sales document type that we're using is tagged as no reference mandatory on this configuration, then automatically we can create a credit memo without reference to any invoice. But that
Yes.
needs to be done when we create or when we configure that sales document type.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So next thing is, guys, so any questions, one more thing. Yeah, the next one you have asked is OD and Bayer configuration in this. So let me show that one also. So there are official, this ODN and Bayer, nothing but your official document numbers, right? So when you want to configure this particular thing, right? So you should have access, no authorization for the ODN configuration also. So on this ODN, guys, that is configuring your ODN, that is official document number. You have to maintain the ODN types and their characteristics also to define their behavior specifically on the specific business objects. As I said, you should have the certain business catalog permissions and BPC expert role permissions also. Okay, so that you can do these things, without any hassles in your systems. Okay, so for this ODN configuration, first of all, you have to maintain your document classes. Okay, and then you have to assign your document types, document classes. You have to maintain number groups, number ranges for that official document, and then you have to assign number ranges to business place. And then finally, you have to assign your business place to plant, and then you have to make certain number ranges for that. Then you have to make the ODN number for this invoice documents, whatever you have to make for that. Okay, this is all the configuration map that you have to follow when you want to make this ODN configuration. Okay, so let me show you that, here. Okay, as I said, first for the ODN configuration, you have to maintain the document class, right? So first of all, you check it that. So if you go to SM30, okay, so you will be having an important table for that. So if you go to the edit there, so I'm using India here. Okay, so here you can see there are certain, this is the maintained document classes are there. So in this, you can see the country is India. So now you don't have any entries here. Check is there any entries already there or not. Okay, so generally there will be entries here. Go and check in the back. If you display for the same, it's all fresh. Okay, go back. Okay, click on the new entries. Okay, let's say you do two things here. What is customer credit memo and sales credit memo? Two things we can take for this particular scenario. This is sales credit memo. Okay, so we have taken those ones. Simply save this one. Okay, we can go back. I created this document classes now. Just go back, save it again, go back. Okay, now we have to assign documents types to these particular document classes. Okay, so the table we have to use for that is, I also don't remember the table because it's a very different table. We go star. Let me check it. See, this is the table. Assign document types to document class. So once we create the document classes, you have to assign document types to the document classes as part of the configuration on that. Let me check, is there any other thing? No, this is the one. Okay, assign this document types here. Okay, and simply go to edit button again. Click on the new entries. So you'll be having the billing type. Okay, the different document numbers are there in which you have to maintain all these things. Okay, so just go back once again. New entries. So you have to enter all the new entries for there, whatever is required for you there. Okay, you have to entries as per the business hits only. Okay, because reference entries will be there, you can take from references, but still whatever the new entries are there, you can actually maintain them, you can use them. Okay, so let me add few things here. Okay, I'm adding billing type and all these things. Okay, so it's DG and creative. Say it's an invoice. Well, let's not maintain this directly. Let's do this, the document type. I just create a new document type, right? GDG. Let's see that. This is not saved. Let me do this. So this is the customer credit memo I'm creating. So billing type, I'm not adding anything right now. Let's not do any billing right now. It's not mandatory. Okay. In the same way, provide another entry also. Go back. the new entry, DR, the customer invoice. So these are the two classes we just created, right? GG2 is there, which is of the same similar one only. So let me create another one for this. Which is a customer credit memo again. It's a force memory. Let's save this. Okay, then put some name here. Okay, these two are just done that. You can go back. Now I have created document classes. I have assigned the document types. The next thing is we have to maintain the number groups. Okay, to maintain the number groups, same, we have a table for that. If you can go with this, the same thing we'll use the entire thing. We go with start and check for that. You will see the number group is in the top level. This is a number group table, J1IG underscore V underscore number group. So if you go to the edit, it will ask you for that. So go to the new entries here. So here where you will create the new number groups for credit memo, sales credit memo, credit customer credit memo. Okay. So let's say you are using for okay, and this is for your sales credit. Okay, these are the number groups. Okay, not number ranges. We have to give ranges after groups. Okay. Go back. So now maintain number ranges for your official document. Okay. So for that you have to go to the T code SNRO. I'll give you this document to you. Whatever I'm just giving you, I'll just give you in a document also. Don't worry. Okay. Provide the document object name here. Say this is the ODN configuration. Okay. So number objects for your official documents. Okay. So once you have given that, you have to click on the create button.
My question would be, is it the same transaction code in cloud as for HANA Cloud?
Yeah. So if you go to the interval editing, intervals are there here. If you go to the intervals here, there are number groups will be there. You can see the subject data element is there, number group element, and your number length is there in this. Okay. If you go to the customizing, you can see the transaction buffering. If you want to add buffering, you can add the buffering here. You can ignore, you have settings for your numbers and all these things. Okay, you have to go for interval maintenance of your numbers and number ranges. Save this. This is the interval editing option, wherein which you have to provide the interval group number. So I created one group right now, just now. Check like this. Okay, so you can see these are the two groups are there. Okay, which I have just created one. So you can consider any number range object a number group from here. Okay, and you can just make for the intervals on that. There are no intervals, just provide the intervals like this for your year and everything. Like if you have any specific numbers like this, 10 digit number like 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. From here to again 1, 0. So these are given some number ranges. Okay. So just save this one. And assign your number ranges to the business place. So for that, again, you have to go to SM30. Wherein which you will see the assign number ranges to business places. This one you have to go for this. So if you go to here, you can just simply edit this one. So there in which you can add this company code to the document class. If you expand these things, you can clearly know what is what. You see like that, you won't get anything. So COCD is a company code. This is a business place. This is a document class. Okay. And after which your number group is there. This is a number group. Okay. Just new entries, make it new entries. Select any company code here. Okay. Put the business partner, any business partner from the same data. No values for this data. Okay, let me check another company code. We're almost in the last step. Once we assign the number range to business place, right? We can go to the billing local invoice and we can see the ODN number that is generated in the configuration. That's it. So I'm just finding the right company code here. There is a business place for that. So attach this business place customer credit memo to that one and provide the number group for that. Okay, let me go into this. Something is blank in that. Okay, the settings, I will check it because some settings are not entering here. I entered the data, but it's not collecting. So generally, this is the last step. Once we enter that, so the document number will be generated for the ODM, wherein which we can see that document number in the billing local invoice, no, the SN number ranges itself only. So that is the your ODM configuration. It will be done. I will retry once after this. I don't want to waste time for this now. I'll show you tomorrow this one, once fixing this issue. Okay. So this is about
Sure.
ODM and ODA configuration. And this is one of your doubt for this thing today. One second. This is the other thing you have mentioned here. Right. So on the credit memos, I have shown you these things. I will be discussing on dunning management account reconciliation. So in that you have asked me the automatic cash application. I'll cover that. Cash clearing with payment advice. I'll cover that. Dunning note with the payment remittance. Okay, I'll cover that. And then you also asked me to advise on account receivable overview. All apps linked to this. What is that question? I'm not understanding that.
Um, if you could further explain the accounts receivable overview and all the applications linked to that
Wow.
particular
Okay.
app, right?
Got it. Got it. So sure, definitely. So cash
Uh,
collection tracker, accounts receivable. What is that doubt? I'm not getting that. What is that? Cash collection tracker.
Cash collection tracker is also linked to the accounts receivable overview.
Okay, you want me to explain that, or is there any doubt
Correct.
in?
Yes.
Okay,
Just explain that because how can we fully utilize this application?
yeah.
We notice some discrepancies on the value. So how is it forex impacts this particular report? Okay.
Right, definitely. Sure, yeah. In
Uh,
the topics I'll discuss.
before that, okay, another question was raised to us with
Mm,
regards to the credit memo because
mm.
we have this.
Welcome to you. Tell me.
We are asking, or the team is asking, how can we add or can we configure additional sales area? Uh, or I
Uh,
mean, order reason in the credit memo.
you want to sorry, you want to add additional sales here in credit memo, no?
No, additional order reason in credit memo.
Additional order
So,
IDs. Okay. Let me.
order reason in credit memo. So when we create a credit memo, right, it's a mandatory field to add the order reason for raising a particular credit memo. So how can we further configure additional uh, option for the order reason? If it will
So
take
let me
time,
show you that.
okay, then
I understand
we
your
can
question.
also.
So
Mhm.
immediately, let me know, is it what you're looking on? If not, I'll just check on that also with on the S4 HANA's page. On the SPRO, when we go there, so in the sales, when you go for the sales, and then this documents in the header. So this is where you can create your new additional order reasons, and you can assign sales document types and organization to that order reasons also. What are the additional order reasons you're asking? These are the two which you can do from there.
So can you show this to us now or tomorrow?
Uh, no problem. So I can show tomorrow because it's a simple thing only, but I'll check on that because it's additional order reason you said, right? Let me show you right to me. No problem. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine also tomorrow. I just wanted to ask, okay, so when can you show us? Because the question was just raised also today.
Yeah. Sure. This is how we can configure. Let me show you that. So there are existing order reasons are there in this. So let's say you want to add an additional order reason. Let's say, what is the name you can give here? Let's say 480. Let's say it's an e-commerce order. Simply save this, put the transport request. Go back, just check it from here, whether that is existing or not. See, this is the e-commerce order. We created the additional order. Now we can actually, for this additional order reason also, we can go back to your order screen and see whether that is actually like coming in the order screen standard order view also. For that, what you have to do is you have to go to our standard transaction code BA01. So here, if you go, you can create with reference right here, and you can do that also. So when just simply enter there, give the order type. Still compiling, wait, still compiling. So before that, like you have to note one point. If you are using SAP in multiple languages, in case you're using your console in multiple languages, you have to maintain the description in each respective language also. So this can be helped, by logging into different individual languages, for your order reasons also when you're entering the description. So I don't know, you're using only English right now, that's okay. So now from here, just select the order type. Select any sales order type here. Say see in the order reason, you can see our e-commerce order, which was there. This is how you have to configure this order reasons for your thing. So when you want to make this order as mandatory, order is as a mandatory, that means you want to make this order is mandatory for certain sales document type, as you have asked me. For certain sales document, like you have to, navigate yourself, into this order groups view, and then from there you have to add this one into that particular group so that it will be becoming as a mandatory field there. Let me show you that one also, how we can make this order reason as mandatory. So once you do this, you can save this one. Okay, I have not entered anything. So this is how we have done that. Now you have to make mandatory for that. If you go back to the same IMG path now, if you go to this incompleted items here, so define that one. You can see the groups, procedures, and fields there, right? So here you can maintain the order reason field here, just in case you need, the field for that. And for make this out, for sales order or header or item, whatever it might be, the group. So select the sales activity for this. Go here. So this is not providing me the option here. So you have to maintain the order reason field here. This has to go for new fields here. 1 second, let me check on this. Okay, error group. Say it's a sales activity. This is not taking me there. We have to maintain the order reason field here. There is an order reason field which is in SAP standard is there. Once you maintain that, right? So and you save that, this will be automatically the order reason becomes a standard mandatory for the accounting for your sales document type. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to do here.
So that is for all the credit memo. So once it's created, it's already tagged as mandatory, right, Kay? Once we maintain this one.
Right. Yeah. Or else let's do this. No, I'll try to in other way. We have directly this transaction code is also there. To define order reasons. So we did it already from here. So you got it right, how to create order reason and how to get it. The only thing is it is not allowed to do that. So that's how it is. You check from your side, just try to do that. So I'll send the documents also, how step by step documents to you.